Deepa, no. It is a reality that in several temples, and I have a full list over here, if I read it out, somebody may find it offensive, so I'll just say it very generally, that alcohol, pegs of different forms of intoxication are given at multiple temples, and this is in Gujarat, it's in Odisha, it's in Uttar Pradesh, it's in Madhya Pradesh, it's also in Delhi. This is a reality. Therefore, the likes of Mahua Moitra will say, what wrong did I do? I stated reality. There are different forms of interpreting Ma Kaali. This is my form. If you don't like it, I mean, what can I do? You don't like it. Doesn't take away my right to say what I want. Deepa Easwar.
Absolutely. I think that was so irresponsible of someone at her stature to say that, because she can use her figment of imagination within the four walls of a house, but she is a public personality. She's there because she's a representative of the public, and it was absolutely irresponsible. I think there are no two thoughts about it. Her own party has condemned her, so that's very clear that, you know, that was something that she regrets right now. I think that is very clear, and we all agree on that. Now, about
no, but she's not agreeing on it. She's not apologizing for her comment. She says, I'm stating a fact that alcohol and meat are offered to our gods and goddesses in different parts of the country. You may not like the way she said it, is a reality of Indian society and of the Hindu religion. There's no going away. It happened today, it happened yesterday, it's been happening for time immemorial.
No, so Rahulji, what I want to say on that point is that, you know, we have, see, Hinduism is it's a way of life, it's very diverse, we have different interpretations of gods, we have different ways of performing pujas in different temples, but that doesn't give anyone the right to say whatever they want out there in the public about our gods. It doesn't give anyone the right to have a poster of Ma Kaali with, you know, smoking and having an LGBTQ flag in her hand. Now, that is definitely not something that comes as part of any religious, you know, traditions that we follow in any temple. So the matter is not about diverse practices followed. This is a very specific provocation towards the Hindu community. So that this is just a reason they're finding to justify it, saying that, oh, you guys do it already. What? We have never interpreted Ma Kaali or any of our goddesses to be holding an LGBTQ flag in their hands. No offense meant to that community, but it's definitely offensive to, you know, portray any god for that matter, be it, you know, pure Holy Mother Mary or Hazrat Aisha or Ma Kaali. It is absolutely irresponsible.
And Andrea D'Souza, the fact is, when cartoons were made of the Prophet Muhammad, there were killings. There's no justification for it. But the argument made by the likes of Deepa Easwar is that people are sensitive to other religions. Whether it is Islam or Christianity, nobody's unnecessarily going and poking their nose, poking their hand into somebody's eye. They're generally sensitive that somebody may feel bad, somebody may be offended, but somehow when it comes to Hindu gods and goddesses, you take liberty because you know that Hindus are secular, you know that Hindus are more liberal, and therefore you don't necessarily draw a line and restrain yourself.
I don't think so. I don't think so. We are any more liberal. We are not even tolerant. We liberal to dur ki baat hai, we are not even tolerant. Our country, first of all, I do not know where our country is heading. Our country seems to be just getting pushed in the dark hole of bigotry and hatred completely right now. Okay, coming back to what you were saying, that people have posters. I mean, what Deepa just said, the poster is completely not acceptable. Yes, I agree, not acceptable. But then there are posters of Shivji having smoking. Is that acceptable? There are posters of Shivji merged with Sushant Singh. Is that acceptable? I mean, what? How? That time nobody says a word. Why is now today Mahua all of a sudden attacked when she is actually stating, can I speak please? Can I speak please, and then you speak?
Deepa, let us speak and conclude, and I'll come back to you
Rahul,
for a rebuttal.
Let me finish. Yeah. When Mahua stated the fact, that is her way of worship. I do not think anyone has the right, I do not think any right-wingers have the right. They are not proprietors of Hinduism, so they do not have any right to say, you cannot say this, you cannot say this. That's her way of worship. There are places, as you yourself claim, there are places where alcohol is served as prasad to the goddess and goddesses. So what's wrong? What wrong did she say? And if you say what wrong did Nupur say? Nupur stated again. Nupur stated something which was not the fact. So there are two different things. What is not the fact, and here Mahua stated the fact. That is the only difference.
Deepa wants to counter that.
Yeah.
The sense
Ahead,
that
Deepa.
we are becoming like a Pakistan or an Afghanistan, where any form of comment on religion can lead to somebody feeling offended, somebody ending up in jail, that we basically become a new Talibanistan or a Pakistan where everything is found offensive and people are lynched, killed or murdered.
No, so just to respond to what she was saying, so
I agree.
just because
I totally agree with Deepa.
Yeah. So just because something, just because something, we've been tolerating something in the past, okay, when you guys didn't have a problem when it happened then, so we should not have a problem about something happening now. I do not understand the logic there. So if something crosses the line or something is really irritating, we do speak out for it, and just because something has been happening since 1860s, we cannot keep tolerating it. So that's a very lame argument. Secondly, you were saying that what Nupur Sharma said was a wrong fact. So it's rightful enough to feel bad about that. And whatever you guys are talking about, the Kaali poster is full of facts. So what is the fact regarding Ma Kaali holding an LGBTQ flag? Can you please enlighten us on this panel? Can you?
No, she's talking about the reality of offerings of prasad in the form of alcohol or in the form of meat. That is the reality, not just in West Bengal, in different parts of the country, Deepa.
No, I want to come in. I'm sorry. I think actually you should allow me to come in, Rahul.
Okay, let Shazia speak.
Yeah. So Rahul, two things here. First of all, Mahua spoke in the context of the poster. Looking at the poster, she said there are different ways to practice religion, and then she spoke about, after all, Ma Kaali is, to me, and I don't know whether she's talking only about herself, is. So Ma Kaali for many others is not just a meat accepting and alcohol accepting goddess, but she represents many things. And in fact, I know all about Ma Kaali, but I've never really thought of her as an alcohol accepting and meat eating goddess. So she was in a way defending the poster, which shows her in a certain way. So let's not get carried away. And Andrea, the preceding speaker, is talking about
what really defend the poster. She said nothing about the poster. She's just telling you her interpretation of Ma Kaali.
But the entire conversation began in reference to the poster. The reference to context was the poster.
Sure, the question was about the poster.
If you see the interview, it was in your own conclave.
I was there in the auditorium when it happened.
Let's not, exactly. So even we all saw it, so let's not pretend.
Okay, I want to go across to Jayanto Ghoshal. Jayanto was with us.
No, I have to finish saying. The other activist here was talking about what have we come to. Let me tell this lady that it's not something we have come to. It has always been like this. When Taslima Nasreen wrote this, she was booed. When she went to Hyderabad, Owaisi and his men rubbed dirt and filth and fecal matter on her face. This happened some 20 years back. So this is nothing new, ma'am. And on the Shah Bano case, Arif Mohammad Khan Sahab sir was almost killed 3 times. So this is nothing new. If you're trying to say right wing, that's one. And according to Nupur Sharma, I will not defend it. I'm a practicing Muslim, and I have a huge problem with what Nupur said. According to her, she was quoting Sahih Bukhari, which even Zakir Naik has done, which is exactly the same as what Nupur said.
She was quoting.
So you're way off. Andrea, you have not done your homework. You don't know.